Good morning, my friends, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're tuning in from this fine and beautiful Tuesday, May 27th, I think, according to the calendar. It's good to see all of your happy, beautiful, smiling faces again. It's been a minute. I'm glad to be back here, going live. Hopefully, we get some amazing engagement and questions today. I'm ready. I'm caffeinated, hydrated, well slept. Ready to answer some questions and dive into some marketing. If we've got nothing pressing, got some things that we can cover as well in regards to the social media algorithms. What's going on right now with all of the strategies? What's working? What's not? Excited to see. Now, all of that said, I had this really big grand intention of doing a quick poll here and figuring out what kind of business you're running, whether it was an agency, a coach, a consultant, local business owner, in order to sort of guide not only this live, but all future content in that direction. But I'm using this new software. It did an update on me as if it wasn't new enough. And now I can't figure out where the poll option is. So I'm just going to, I'm going to type it in to the side here, and we're going to make it happen that way. Saqib, good to see you tuning in from Pakistan. Oh, what time is it there? It's gotta be super late. I don't even know. It's like 14 hours ahead. Hey, Javier. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Oh, thank you. You're too kind. Yes, I'm feeling good. I don't know, depending on if you're new here to the channel, as many of the regulars will remember, I had an accident months ago and like took a surfboard fin to the face, and it like cut open my eye and eyelid and all of that. The scar is healing nicely, but I think it's going to be there for a very long time to come. So vision is fine though. So that's what matters. Daniel, please help. Need to start the business. Well, let me know what the business that you want to start is, and we'll get rocking and rolling on that one. Hitman, hi, hello, sir. 9 p.m. Oh, right on. Oh, it's 12 hours ahead. I was way off. I would have thought it'd be later. How am I doing? Super unbelievably well. Thank you. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Anytime we get to talk marketing. Tuning in from Kyrgyz Republic, Central Asia. Oh, that's cool. Would that be Kyrgyzstan? And the name has changed and I'm just not politically aware? That could very well be the case. Need some money from my startup here in Pakistan, like $1,000 loan. Can't help you there. A lot of people asking for money. You got to start. If that's the attitude, we gotta have a chat about mindset. But we got to start finding ways to provide value first, right? Big rule in marketing: we give, then we ask. We never ask before giving. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. Andrea, super pumped to be here. Hey, Andrea, good to see you. Glad you could make it. You obviously got the message inside the private community there from Oklahoma. Amazing. I have been to Oklahoma. Can't remember whereabouts. Got to go back though for storm watching, but safe storm watching, not like the crazy people that like track down the tornadoes because they're insane, but like watching it from very far away because it'd be neat. We saw, so we live on the West Coast and we get rainstorms and wicked storms and big waves and all that, but we never get like, and earthquakes. I guess we do get some pretty bad natural disasters, fires, but we never get like tornadoes. Where I grew up in the prairies and we did get tornadoes, but I never saw one. And so my kids want to see something safe. Seems like a bad parenting move. Let's take my kids into an active tornado zone. Alessandro, greetings from Italy. Hey, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Which part of Italy? I love Italy. Harsh. I'm going to call you Harsh. Pakistan. Hey, that's not nice. Clicking comments too quickly before I go. Kyrgyzstan pronunciation, Kyrgyzstan. Not the same as Kurdistan. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to have to read the comments before I click them here. Javier, need help turning laziness into a blessing, not a curse. How can I do that? You've got to find your why. So laziness is not a curse if you channel it in the right way, because what it will enable you to do is to not work on dumb things, right? Just for the sake of working on them. On the other hand, we are going to have to overcome a modicum of laziness in order to get started. So this might come as a shock, especially because I tend to work a lot and hard and have for a very long time. But I think I'm inherently lazy. I think I've kind of trained it out of myself a large way. And I also think that I had enough motivating stuff behind me that really made it so that I was able to overcome it. And then it just became powerful enough. So you need, I mean, it's cliched at this point, but like Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why, like that why is the most important driving factor. So what is it that's really important to you that you would be willing to sacrifice pretty much everything else for? And then really feel it. And you've got two different tools that you can draw from. And I learned this from Andrew Huberman. And if you're feeling super motivated and inspired, then visualize the successes that you're going to have and use that to fuel you. If you're feeling unmotivated and not inspired, then think of all the fears and all the problems and all the pains that are going to happen if you don't achieve your goals. So imagine like 6 months from now, 6 years from now, that you've taken no action. You've done nothing and you're in exactly the same place or worse. How are you going to feel? And hopefully that feels terrible, and that can get you to get going and get rocking and all of that good stuff. We can dive into that more though, if you like. Costas, what are the best niches for AI automation agencies? Ooh, good one. I still like all of the local service-based businesses. So the cliched ones, the plumbers, the roofers, the chiros, the massage therapists, the florists, the HVAC, like all of those ones. If I had to pick something specific, I almost don't want to give it away. We'll give it away. I'm super big into like appliance repair right now. And there shouldn't be too many people here. There's only like 37 watching now. Maybe 1,000 people will see this at most. And then like, this is sad and it's depressing for me to say, but like most of the people that show up here and watch don't take action. Come on, people, take action. But most won't. So of the like 2 people that do, appliance repair is probably yours. I also like dog spas, dog grooming, anything pet related, like pet kennels, overnight stays. Those things are cash cows. Like if I didn't want to do marketing anymore, I'd probably open some kind of dog kennel spa thing like that. They're just people paying $50 a day to have their dogs stay there. Get like 100 dogs or whatever. I mean, it's a decent business. So I like those. The other option you have is going around local. So if you live in a city with some decent local businesses, you can go door to door and start offering them services for even a couple $100 a month. And it's pretty much fully automated. So good things. Lex, how to improve your writing skills and getting your deep thoughts out into paper screen? That's a good question, Lex. How to improve your writing skills? This is like, here's the bad answer, which is write a lot. That was my secret when I first started, is I would write like minimum 2,000 words of content a day, just every day for a decade. Then you get pretty good. If you're looking to improve faster, then you need more feedback. So you can't just write, like you actually have to either look for like a writing coach, make sure that they're a copywriting coach or a coach in the niche that you actually want to go into. Because if you take like copywriting and you take it to like a business writing coach or a creative writing coach, they're going to be like, this is terrible. Meanwhile, it's going to make millions of dollars. So we ignore all of that. The other thing you can do is read a lot more of the kind of writing that you want to do. So we're going to say copywriting for the sake of this discussion. Like read the copywriting books, read the articles and the swipe files and the sales pages of top copywriters, and like fully indoctrinate yourself into the way that they do it. And then this is an old school trick, but one that I don't use it as much anymore. I still do once in a while, but it's like writing them out by hand. So like pen and paper, old school pen and paper, and then find like a sales page and copy it out by hand. And there's something about the motor neural pathways and the writing of it down, and it like forces you to slow down and really think things through. And it trains your brain to write more like that. Otherwise, practice. Okay. Daniel from Nigeria. Excited to be here. Hey, right on. Hello from Nigeria. That's great. We just built a well in Nigeria. Whereabouts? I can't remember the city or town or place. But very cool. Very cool. Okay. Advice for online jewelry business. Oh, well, okay. Be specific. What kind of advice? Again, what I'm probably going to do here is if I was going to offer you generic advice with knowing nothing about anything about the business or the price point or the customers, is you're going to have to get crystal clear on who your ideal client is for this business. That to me is probably the single biggest, most valuable tip I could give anybody in all of business and marketing, is to get hyper specific on your niche and your ideal client avatar, ICA. Because once you know exactly who they are and where they are and what they want and all of those things, everything else falls into place. Like you stop looking at platforms that just don't make any sense. For example, if your online jewelry business primarily sells to women in their 60s, I can tell you right now which platform to use. And it's not TikTok, it's not YouTube, it's not Instagram, it's Facebook. Yes, good old-fashioned Facebook. On the other hand, if you're selling to like 28-year-old females and you're selling fashion apparel, then we're probably going to TikTok and maybe a tiny bit of Instagram. So it's like very dependent. Jageshwar, hello from India. Hello, Jageshwar. Good to see you there, my man. Glad you could make it. I can't pronounce that. Just a bunch of letters. How do I sell if I have already got the attention from Instagram page? Ooh, good question. My rhetorical question back to you. Is it the right kind of attention? Because attention is cheap. We can get anybody's attention, but are they the right kind of people? For example, I could get millions of views on a TikTok video, but those millions of views may lead to like 2 sales. Want to know how I know that? Because I've got millions of views on some TikTok videos that have resulted in like 2 sales. Because it's the wrong views. They're people that are just not interested in it. It was the wrong kind of content. It was reaching the wrong people at the wrong time. Like it doesn't matter. On the other hand, we could get like 10 views on a very targeted ad or organic YouTube video, and that could result in 2 sales as well. So we have to make sure that it's the right kind of attention. From there, we need to make sure that we have a funnel in place. So what is the offer that we're making to them? And then how are we presenting it? And what is the journey that they're going to go through? Now, if you have attention from an Instagram page, the best tool that I'm using right now is that comment to DM automation. I got a video on that somewhere. I don't know if anybody can find it. Where would it be? It'd be like, I'm going to see if I can find it and drop the link in the chat, because might even be the best Instagram video. The only AI marketing strategy you need? Okay, hang on. It's one of these 2. Not to get you to like binge watch all my videos. This is just a cheap trick. I'm going to put these links in though, because it's one of these guys. And this is going to walk you through the DM comment automation strategy. And I can't remember which one it is, but it's one of those. And how it works is... Hang on one sec. Close all these tabs. How it works is you'll make a comment in one of your Instagram reels, like comment start below and I'll send you a free guide or free this or whatever it is. Then they comment. The automation automatically responds to the comment. Then it also sends them a DM with the link, and it can also capture their email address and all kinds of other fancy follow-ups. Insanely powerful. Like bananas. This is the strategy we use to we're generating 5,000 leads a day, which blows my mind. Again, if we were paying even $1 a lead and running ads to that'd be $5,000 a day in ad spend that we would have to do, which I don't know about you, but I like not spending $5,000 a day if avoidable. Michelle, my stepson is storm chasing this summer. Oh, no kidding. Crazy. Ice Chip 2025 is how you can watch. Okay, I'll take that. They are studying large scale hail, usually associated with tornadoes. Oh, that's wicked. Okay, I'm gonna look that up. Yeah, hail's nuts, man. Some of those things are huge. I would not, well, hopefully he's okay. Tell him to stay safe. Okay, good stuff. Namaste, my friend. Namaste. Andrea, how you do anything is how you do everything. We just apply it to everything in us. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I mean, yeah, good words. I don't have too much more to add to that one, Andrea. I think the only other thing is maybe I take like an 80-20 approach to everything that I do. At this point, it's almost unconscious because it just happens so much where I'm always looking for the tiny levers that swing or the tiny hinges that swing big doors. Like what are the things that are going to get me the biggest ROI in regards to actions and activities? And it's pretty much always just a few simple things. Like it's never massive amounts of stuff. All right. Audio radiance detail. Let me make that bigger. How about card detailers? Yep. I like card detailers as a niche as well. Yes. With card detailers, though, I want to give them like an AI automation package rather than like some high ticket expensive service, typically because they're working with smaller numbers and they're working, unless they're like a franchise or a chain or something like that. So it's like $100 a month, $200 a month, $300 a month at most, to give them like a fully set up automation package that they can manage themselves. Again, I use high level in the SaaS mode for all of that. And I just copy and paste a couple snapshots over and give them access to it. All right. Andrea, when's a good time to make switch from done for you to SaaS? 50K a month, 100K a month. Yeah, it's up to you. So for those of you that are not familiar with these nerdy marketing terms that we use, DFY is done for you. There's DWY, which is done with you. There's DIY, which is do it yourself. And think of them like a pyramid. And so at the very top, you've got this like small portion of done for you marketing services that you can offer. And typically we'll charge $1,500, $2,500, $5,000, $10,000 or more for this, but there's only a limited number of clients that we can work with in there. Then you've got this like done with you section in the middle, which is sort of a gray area in marketing, kind of ambiguous, maybe like some coaching, some consulting, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. And then at the bottom, you have SaaS, software as a service. This is where we use like all of the high level tools and we white label it and we sell it to clients so they can sort of manage it all themselves. And we'll sell this for $100, $200, $300, $500, up to $997 a month for that lower tier offer. Now, when is the best time to switch? It's very dependent. My preference is, I think you've got the right numbers, like 50K to 100K. Those are good numbers to look at before looking at something lower. The problem that I always have is you don't want to cannibalize the business, but more importantly, you don't want to get rid of something that's working really well to go to something that's just less profitable. So the done for you high ticket services are pretty much always going to pay you more and make you more. And yeah, sure, they're going to take some more time and effort and all that, but like you're going to make a lot more money. So when we did, like anytime that we had really fast growth in the agencies or anytime we've made like millions of dollars, it's almost always been with higher price services. And then again, like if you're doing 100K a month with those, my preference would be like push you more into that until you're capped out. That's about it. I think it's more of a time thing than a money thing. If you're capped out at like 20 grand a month, then it means we're not charging enough or we just need to get rid of some of the administrative stuff like that. But yeah, I would say that. And then from there, I like having the DIY SaaS option as like the ace up my sleeve or the card in my back pocket. When I'm pitching a client and I offer them say 2,500 and they're like, whoa, I can't afford that. And they can't afford 1,000. But then they might be able to afford 500 and then I can give them that offer as well and then bring them into my world. So hopefully that answers that. But yes, I'm a fan of doing the unscalable stuff as much as possible because it typically makes the most money. All right, Javier, thanks for the insight on Adam inside the hybrid agency. Oh, right on. My niche is junk removal businesses. Have I worked with that niche? Not directly, but indirectly, yes, I have. Because I've got a business partner who did a ton of stuff in that. And so, yes, sort of. I like it, by the way. Anything I should know about this niche? Yeah, similar things to the auto detailers in that you're going to be better served by going after like a smaller automation thing for them than you are with like a giant high ticket expensive package, just because they're typically not going to have the budget for it. So it's like if you can rack up like a couple dozen clients at $100 a month or $200 a month, like $300 a month at tops, those would be the packages that I would serve. And then from there, I might look at franchises, but I probably wouldn't waste my time too much because they normally have stuff pretty locked down and do it internally. So yes, that's what I would do. I would become like the master of junk removal business marketing, and then like have your software do all of the work for you. And your job is just to go out there and show people how the software works and then get them, get clients that way. All right. Jose, good to see you from New Jersey. Very excited to be here. Excited you're here, Jose. Working with a competitive roofing company. Very cool. I love roofing. I'm going to take notes throughout your live and touch base at the end. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds awesome. I love roofing. I did, a lot of roofing work for years as a marketer. Never roofing. I'm not a roofer. Me on a roof. That's a scary thought. All right. Let's see. Moist official. Bro, you're great. Ah, you're too kind. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. Hello, deal guy. Arrow Strike. Do you include tutorials in your course, your software? Yeah, everything's free. You got to sign up for the trial, obviously, to get access to it because we use the trial of the software. So it wouldn't even make sense to do it otherwise. But yeah, everything's free. And yes, there's a ton of tutorials and stuff in there. I think you just go to adamearhart.com/course. I think that's the main one. And then there's like a link below the video. But yeah, everything's in there and there's a ton of stuff to show you all of the ways. Okay. skip through those. You guys are having good conversations. Keep it up. Keep it up. Let's keep going. Lex, love your energy. I don't know if you're talking to me, Lex, or other people. I'm going to assume you're talking to me and just take it. That's good. I appreciate that. Some people don't, which is also good. I'm a little bit much for some people, and that's okay. They go find other people that are a little more chill, a little less rushed. Again, be yourself. Find your tribe, serve them to the best of your ability. What if no one to give you feedback? Can't find mentors and are just alone in this journey. Then you find groups. So if you can't find a mentor immediately, you've got two different ways, one of which, actually the best way to do it, and this, I don't like saying this normally because I like to give everything that I can think of, all the free strategies first, but like the way that I did it is I bought my way into groups. So I found like masterminds and things like that, and I paid for membership into them to get access to like higher level people. And that worked great. Now, fortunately, we have free groups now and things like that. So we've got a really good community that you're free to join as well. Again, I think you get access if you just go to adamerhart.com/course, and that automatically gets you into the community. And you're going to find people in there that are going to be able to help, and you can have chats with them, and you can make friends, and you can have weekly Zoom calls with them and go over each other's stuff. Like I did that with a ton of guys. Who are their names? Do I remember? Paul was like a big one. Tyler was the other guy. And then there was another guy that dropped off pretty quick. But like I talked to these guys, Paul and Tyler, for years, going over their stuff. And then there was another guy named Dave and Austin, and I talked to them for years after. So it's like, and now I've got a different group that I talk to, and we don't pay each other. We just hop on calls and look over stuff and review everything. So yeah, you're never alone. There's always like-minded people that want to do this as well. Hawken Hills. That's a cool name. Sounds like a place. Hawking Hills Alive. Is that like a nature reserve place? That'd be cool. Either way, hey, good to see you. Going it alone. Yeah, but you're in the group, right, Javier? So you're not totally alone. Just got to post more. Ask for help. People will weigh in. Fish. I'm working with MMA gyms, and with the gym I'm working with, I only get paid a portion of when a sale is made from an ad I ran. I'm following up with leads for free. What are your thoughts and advice? Yeah. I don't mind this model if it's dialed in. What I'm always cautious of is that if the salespeople at the gym aren't good, you're not going to make any money, and it's not going to be your fault. So I don't love that unless they're like dialed in and they just like crush everything and sign everybody up, in which case, yeah, fill them with as many leads as possible. I love that you're following up with leads. I think that's cool. If you're doing it manually, I'd set up an automation like today, now, to do all of this for you. Again, this is not supposed to be a pitch fest, but like, again, watch the videos that I linked up somewhere, or go adamerhart.com/course, like get the automation that does the comment to lead automation, because none of this is stuff you should be doing manually. Like we should have it so when someone comments or fills out a form, they get an SMS, they get an email, we can do a voicemail drop, we can send them through a sequence, a nurture sequence, we can follow up with them, and then you can take over manually if you want. But that's my best advice, is like automate this and then make your focus on getting more leads rather than following up with people all the time, because that's tricky. Oh, hang on. Another piece of advice. Also make sure that you have some kind of irresistible, urgent, short-term, scarcity-driven offer for immediately after they enter their information. So I don't know, let's say you're giving away like a 14-day free trial to the gym. So they're like, yes, I want a 14-day free trial. The second they hit submit, they should go to a thank you page that has some kind of further incentive to prompt them to take action now. So like, hey, book in right now and also get a free water bottle and free t-shirt, or secure your spot today by like filling out this form and like entering this, and you'll also get a complimentary nutrition coaching session or something like that. Again, you want to encourage the fast action takers, because they're typically your best customers and clients, and they will make you the most money. All right. It's allergy season here, so my throat is just like thrashed from all of the nose sprays and allergy pills. It's good when you do a lot of talking for a living to have your throat constantly destroyed. Rashid, RJ from Indianapolis? Indy 500. I have a lead gen agency for lawn care businesses. I love it. I think that's perfect. Anything in particular, let me know. But otherwise, I think lawn care businesses and landscaping in general are phenomenal. Hawken Hills, what kind of advice would you give someone who's just getting going and is overwhelmed by service fulfillment, building back-end systems for my operations? Ooh, I love this question. Because like everybody has this question. And there's people that are watching this right now that have this question and just didn't ask it. So number one, we have to separate what I call RGAs from NRGAs. I was going to write this all down. Hang on. We need to write this down. This is an important teaching moment. Can I do this? My iPad was like totally dead, so I'm not sure this is going to work, but we're going to hopefully do it because it's going to work better if I can show you. And now, of course, I don't know how to do it. Where's all my screens? Add a screen. FaceTime, can't do that. Maybe I have to like re-plug in the iPad. We're going to try this one more time, and then I'm just going to like explain it with hand symbols and interpretive dance. Click to start iPad. Killer. I think. Oh, look at that. I'm going to put me on the other side if I can. Oh, even better. Look at this. The software update didn't destroy us. We're good. Okay. So hang on. RGAs, NRGAs. We're going to move this here because this is an important question, and we're going to draw. So RGA, NRGA. This is revenue generating activities. Okay, revenue generating activities, RGA. NRGA, this is non-revenue generating activities. I don't need to write it all out, so. RGA, revenue generating activities, NRGA, non-revenue generating activities. The vast majority of business owners, agency owners, marketers, and by vast majority, I mean like, God, safely 95%, probably more, probably 99%. They focus on these to their own detriment. NRGAs, what are they? Let's start there. They are things like website design, anything to do with your logo, most social media, even creating content, bookkeeping, taxes, accounting, cleaning your office, buying new pants, everything. All of those are non-revenue generating activities. They do not make you money. They are where most people spend most of their time. Revenue generating activities is this: getting clients. Actually, I would even argue non-revenue generating activities would be like fulfillment and operations. We can talk about this more, but like that doesn't actually make you money. Like, sure, you have to deliver the service and that, but like the money's already been made by doing this, getting clients. Here's something that not a lot of people like to admit or talk about. Your job as a marketer or business person or business owner or salesperson is this: 100% client acquisition. In fact, if you look at, and again, I've said this like a billion times, but it's not the best business that wins, it's the business with the best marketing. If you could only have one skill in this world and you wanted to become a millionaire many times over, it would be the ability to generate clients on demand. That's it. Clients, customers, sales, whenever you want, using whatever medium is best for the business and the avatar and that. If you master that, you will be rich beyond your wildest dreams. If you ignore it, you'll just be like everybody else. It sounds super brutal and harsh, but I've seen it countless times where just like really, really good businesses and good people just fail and flounder because they don't do any of this stuff. So here's the other good news. Getting clients, good news and bad news. Getting clients, which is where the money is. So getting clients, making sales. This is where all of the money is, all of it. Because if you can't do it for yourself, you can do it for someone else. Or pardon me, if you don't want to do it for yourself, you can do it for someone else. You can go wherever it was. I remember I had a conversation with my wife years ago where I was like, there's never a point in our lives where I'll make less than $1 million a year now. Simply because I can go get clients and customers and sales for any business in any way. So there's always going to be someone that's willing to pay me for that skill. Nearby hotspot. Don't join the hotspot. Cancel. We're good. On the other hand, fulfillment and delivery equals, let's do this. Tons of people. Imagine this is millions of people. Lots of people want to go out there and do fulfillment and delivery. Want to know why? It's easier. You don't have to talk to people. You can hide behind a computer and just like do SEO or design a website or do whatever it is. Therefore, you make less money, which is how it works. So normally, like in a perfect world, you'd have the agency owner. Okay, I'm going to just say agencies for this one, but you'd have the owner. They would get clients. Then they would also use contractors, employees, freelancers. I'm just going to call them contractors here. And they would do all of the stuff like SEO and web stuff and AI and all those other things. Of course, we use software. So we use predominantly high level for basically all of this. And that takes part of most of the fulfillment in that. So very long answer to a very important question, but the focus really needs to be on client acquisition. So if you're overwhelmed, I totally get it. That's totally normal. It will get better, right? We just got to you're halfway through the storm. You just got to keep pushing through it. Don't turn around now. Don't quit. Don't dive out the bottom. Push through it. Things are going to start to make more sense as you go on. And then simplify your service fulfillment. So instead of trying to do a million things, focus on just one, right? Maybe it's reviews. I love reviews. If I had to send someone in a direction, it would be probably that, helping businesses get more Google reviews. The automations for it are set. The AI is amazing. The chatbots are good. All of that. Okay. Whew. Let's move on. Mr. Legendary. Hello, I need help to earn money. I'm from Mauritius. Literally have zero ideas. Been scrolling through some tutorials. Can't find anything suitable. Anything you can help with? Yeah, there's so many videos. Go watch the videos. There's a million. I'm gonna just send you there. There's so many. There's too many. They're going to narrow it down though, to not send you down this crazy rabbit hole of a billion different ideas. Look at some kind of service delivery offer. So forget drop shipping and print on demand and anything e-commerce or anything with low profit margins and things that are just going to waste your time. Forget online surveys, forget all that nonsense. A service that you can deliver online to a business is going to be your best bet by far. So again, this is the reason that I just really like agencies. They've worked for me. They've worked for friends and clients and students and all of that when so many others have just fallen short. All right. First, Hun. Do you think it makes sense to study marketing in 25? It would be difficult to learn and would take a lot of time. Do I think it makes sense to study marketing in 2025? The answer to that is yes, 100%. In fact, so I've got 4 kids and they're all young and they all have different interests and personalities and attitudes, and I love them all and they're amazing. I don't care if they become marketers or pilots or farmers or dentists. I don't care. Whatever they want to do and makes them happy. I genuinely do not care. That said, they're all going to learn marketing, right? They're going to learn it just by osmosis, by being around me and hearing me talk and watching YouTube videos and things like that. And, but my goal is for them to do at least a good year's worth of marketing study once they're done all their other school. We're still baking it in here and there, and they're learning about communication and persuasion and how to properly present an argument and blah, 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 all of this stuff. But it is the most valuable skill in my mind today. Just like it's been the most valuable skill for the last 100 years. And it's probably going to be the most valuable skill for the next 100 years. Because again, let's circle back. Where was my map? This thing here. Da-da-da. My paper. This thing. Getting clients. Money. That's just marketing. That's all it is. The ability to go out there and communicate a message and get stuff, sell stuff. Not just stuff like widgets and gadgets and crap nobody needs, but ideas, inspiration, solutions, services, valuable things that people actually need. Believe it or not, a lot of people need convincing to do things that are very good for them. That's why we still have the weight loss and fitness industries. Hard to believe, right? Think about that. In 2025, we still have entire industries that are dedicated, billions of dollars are dedicated to helping people do a bit of exercise and eat a little bit less and eat a little bit healthier, right? That's it. That's the secret, right? To longevity, to health, to fitness. Exercise a little bit more than you're doing right now, whatever that is. Eat a little bit less, probably, if you want to lose weight. Eat a little bit more if you want to gain weight. Eat a little bit healthier, right? If you're eating ice cream and chips, have a piece of broccoli. If you're already eating broccoli, make sure you're spicing it up with some protein, whatever it is. That's the secret. And yet they sell billions and billions of dollars of material because people need new angles and new hooks and new presentations. Our tone changes, our styles change. Anyway, I could rant about this forever. It's clearly very important to me. But yes, marketing is important. Is it difficult to learn? Sure, just like everything is. But that's a good thing, right? If it was super, super simple and everybody could just pick it up right away, then there'd be no money in it because everybody would just do it. So yeah, I love obstacles, barriers. You should too. They'll make you more money. Okay, Aerostrike, thanks. But how do you find customers to offer them a service they might distrust us as a scam or something like that? Yep, that's where marketing comes in. That's it. You've got to establish yourself as a credible, trustworthy person. You've got to get some testimonials and case studies from people, work for free, do it in exchange for something, whatever you've got to do. And then how to get customers. Again, so many videos on the channel on how to get customers and go out there. Again, if I knew exactly who you're trying to go after and what you're trying to do, that'll help a little bit. But if they think you're a scam, it's because they've been burned before and you're in an industry where other people's may have scammed them. So you're going to have to be different and you're going to have to just overwhelm them with proof. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Oh, good. Yeah. Okay. So answer the question. We're a tourism company, a community focused on caves and hiking trails. Oh, right on. Yeah. So there's this place I grew up in. I grew up a bunch of kind of different places, but like Winnipeg, Manitoba. And there's a place called Fort White Alive. And we used to go there for every field trip. I take my kids there once in a while when we travel back to visit friends and family in that. So I know the Alive thing, but that's very cool. Whereabouts? What city, state, province, country, etc. All right, Jose. The get instant access or click here for more links on your website seem to not work to access the courses. Cool. Don't know. I'll take a look. Thank you. We'll get the tech team on it right now. Otherwise, check out the links in the descriptions below, and that should work. Let's see. Lex, what do you think about these three lenses from where you make content and how you angle your ideal avatar, you as the ideal avatar your prospect wants to become, which lens to pick or freestyle with? I don't fully understand what you're talking about. So lenses, I assume you mean perspectives. So when I make content, okay, so let me see if I can read through the lines a little bit. When I'm making any kind of content, I'm always trying to put myself in the person's shoes that I'm making the content for. So I'm always trying to be empathetic to their needs. And so even right now, literally, like I'm not thinking about me and what I want to talk about or anything like that. I'm thinking about, okay, well, what's your question? Where are you at right now? What is your problem? What are your pains? What are your problems, your frustrations? What are your goals, your dreams, your wants, your desires, all of that? And then I'm trying to put myself in your shoes to see things the way that you do in order to come up with the strategy and the solution and the stories as well to get you to believe that this is actually possible by showing you other people that have done it as well. So hopefully that helps. And then, yeah, we drill down on pretty much all of these. The person that they are now, we touch on that less, but the reason that we would bring that up is to show them that we understand where they're coming from and we relate and we're empathetic. And then really we focus on the person that they want to become. So, okay, hang on. Map time. There we go. My stick figures aren't getting any better, by the way, after like a decade of doing this. So let's do, I should have made that smaller. Sad, happy. That's hard to see, but that's a star. And this is going to be a rain cloud. Oh, terrible, terrible. Sad, happy. Present. This is your ideal client, by the way, or anyone that you're trying to communicate to. Future. They are here at the present moment, getting rained on. It sucks. Wet, miserable. They want to get over here to the future, but they're not there yet. And they also don't know how to get there. So your job is to create marketing and messages and stories and to show them how they can get over there. We can show them through showing them a process. Hey, look, here's how you can do it step by step. We can show them case studies. By the way, here's Steve. Steve was where you are now. Now he's over here. It's way better over here. We can show them testimonials. In fact, let's hear from Steve. Hey, Steve, tell us your story. Well, I was over here. It sucked. And now I'm over here. And it's really good. We can show them statistics. In fact, 82% of people are over here in the present. And that sucks. And they want to get over here. Most importantly of all, we can tell them stories. Right? So what's happening? Where are they at? Where do they want to go? How do we make that possible? And then we walk them through it. All of this, we could call it messaging as well. Marketing sometimes gets a bit confused. But like, that's the secret. Then we move them over. All right. Let's keep going. We got a bit more time. See if we can rock a few more. Jose, now is all these automations you speak of with high level? Yes. Honestly, new to the whole idea of it. I signed up for the free call that I'll be talking today, just making sure that's what I mean. Yes, 100%. So I should probably put this on the screen just because I keep talking about it and then I'm not doing it. AdamEarhart.com/course. There we go. Maybe I'll just like leave that at the bottom for everybody so I can stop talking about it. Yeah, that is through, or all the automations, all of that is through High Level. So High Level is the software that we use. It's pretty much the main software, if not the only one I use. There's a couple others I use for little bits and pieces of it, but like everything is done through the software. All of the automations, all of the workflows, all of the templates. Quick tip. First of all, I'm glad you said that you're signed up for the call, Jose. I was just talking to the team there the other day. They were saying like when you sign up for the free trial, they give you a free kickoff call with the team. Like you can go talk to the team and they'll help you set everything up. There was something like the people that did the kickoff call, don't quote me on this, could be like way off base, but I think it's accurate, had like a 96% success rate compared to the people that didn't do the call. So if you want to succeed, like do the free trial because it's free, but like do the call. Like do the call. It's also free. And 96% success rate. Crazy numbers. Okay. No, you rock. Glad you're here. What's your inspiration to become what that you already becomes? I don't fully understand, but my inspiration. Oh, hey, let's be real. I'll be real with you. When I was 18 years old, my inspiration was to get a Lamborghini. That's it. I just wanted a cool car. Yep, super shallow. And I don't regret it because it led me down the path of learning, hey, wait a second. If a Lamborghini cost back then, it was, I don't know, 200 grand. If a Lamborghini costs 200 grand and I don't have 200 grand, how am I going to get 200 grand? And that started opening these doors. And then funny enough thing happens when you actually have the money to go buy a supercar and you get a bit older, you don't actually want the supercar anymore. I bought a minivan though. Rolling in style, dad, #dad life. So that was my original inspiration. After that, it became, how do I take care of my family? So once I had a family, like the second that I had kids, sort of everything kind of changed overnight. And they became like my driving force of like, how do I make sure that they have all of the things that they're going to need to succeed in life? Not spoil them, but like make sure they have opportunities and medical care and ability to travel and all these things. And then once that was taken care of, believe it or not, I actually went through a bit of an existential crisis. Which I strongly suggest everybody becomes financially free and independent so that you can experience this for yourself. But like, it was a really hard year. Sounds like such a crybaby thing to say, but like, it was a bad year because I lost all of my meaning and all of that. Because I was like, my goal is to make money. And then I made money and I was like, no, I have nothing. This sucks. So then my goal had to switch, and it switched to like, how do I provide the most amount of value possible? And how do I become a role model? How do I become an inspiration to my friends, my family, my kids, and things like that? So one option was to retire and sit on the couch and play video games and eat ice cream. It was an option, totally doable. Could have done it, but it didn't align with like my further goal of like, how do I become an inspiration and a motivation? I was like, what kind of message am I sending my kids? Where I was like, just make enough to do nothing and then literally just sit there and do nothing. That was a horrible, horrible message. So that was it. And if that ever fades, I'll find a new motivation. There's always something. We as humans are like goal seeking machines. So you've got to get a goal and then your brain just like aligns everything to go focus in on that. If you don't have a goal, find one. If you can't find one, make one up, like anything, because that'll move you into another goal. Swift, yo, what's up? What's up? Not much. Let me get rid of this blue thing. It's distracting me. All right, long story short, videographer turned marketer, learning, all good. You can call yourself a marketer. You're all good. Nobody's guarding that name. So now I'm building these workflows, long form videos, ads, integrations, and all, but there is definitely some disconnection. Yeah, I mean, I've worked with a number of videographers who've turned into marketers, and I think it's a very smart move because video is an incredibly powerful tool, but it's a tool in the tool belt, and you need all of these other things that are really going to help. So I'm more excited about seeing there we go. More excited about seeing like workflows, automations, integrations, all of that. Like that's where the money is. Video is important, but those others are more important. All right. Aerostrike. I will start drop shipping. Don't do that. Don't start drop shipping. It's like this. I feel like I'm getting trolled. Is this a trolling comment? Never. Don't start drop shipping. Please, for the love of God. Don't start drop shipping. Why it didn't work. You need to find a product. No, don't do drop shipping. Oh, I think you're writing back to Mr. Legendary. Here we go. I tried drop shipping. It didn't work. I need a better way. Yeah, don't do drop shipping. So we can talk about why not to do drop shipping like a million times over. Here's my quick pitch, just if anybody's considering it, and then please don't. And then it's going to become the D word on the channel. Anybody says drop shipping anymore, I'm just going to like ban them. I won't do that. I'm too nice, but like tell my moderators to. There's like 4.5 million Shopify stores. There's 60,000 people doing the hybrid agency model that I teach. So it's like competitive, not competitive. Drop shipping, you've got all of these logistics. You've got shipping, you've got handling, storage, acquisition. You're selling things that like you're going to have tiny profit margins on, like best case scenario, 50%, but that's not happening. So every time you sell something, say you sell for $100, it costs you $50, you only make $50. You got to sell a lot of things, and most of them are not that good. You're going to have slimmer margins. The second that you find a winning product, everybody comes in and just copies it. And by everyone, I mean like Amazon and Walmart. Have you guys ever heard of Amazon Basics? The generic Amazon brand material? Where do you think Amazon Basics get their ideas from? That's right. Winning drop shipping products. They find the best ones, they make their own version, and they cut you out. Not to mention all of those brands can use predatory pricing techniques and things like that to just wipe you off the face of the planet. So drop shipping, least favorite business model probably ever. Maybe back in like 2017, but like not now. Whew. Get me going. Okay. I'm overwhelmed because I focused on NRGA, like learning about taxes. Yes, 100%. Put that on the back burner. That's why we have accountants and bookkeepers and things like that. All like, this is going to sound trite as well, but like all problems can be solved with sales. And the reason is because money solves all problems, at least in regards to business, sometimes in regards to life and health. I get kickback on that sometimes. I don't really understand why. People are like, money doesn't solve relationship problems. I was like, I don't know. 70% of divorces, the reason that they're divorced is because of money issues. The reason other people have relationship problems is they can't spend the time that they want with their family. Ask any parent, like, would you like to spend more time with your kids and with your family? Guess what? Money solves all of that because now you don't have to go to work or go to a work job you hate. Quality of life. Money certainly solves that problem. I think they've dismantled this myth anyway. But like, think about going to a shitty job you hate. Like now you don't have to. Well, that's better. Think about going on the trip you always wanted to, or retiring your parents, or buying them a house, or like, think about health problems, access to better medical care, access to better medicines and supplements, access to healthier food, having a chef make food for like, yeah, money solves most problems, and sales are the root to that. So anytime that someone's struggling in their business and they're like, I just can't get ahead. I was like, how many sales calls did you make today? How many people did you reach out to? How many direct messages did you send? How many emails did you respond to? How many previous clients did you follow up with? And the answer is always none. Always. So that's our solution. Contact Cardium. When is the next time you're going live? That's a good question. To be determined. Sometime soon, though. I love this. I think this is great. And these questions are really good. I got to say, I'm super impressed with the quality of questions here, guys. So keep them coming. But next time, I don't know. Soon. Stay tuned. Make sure you're on the email list. Let's keep going. Oh, I'm glad you are. I'm glad you're here. Let's see. Yes, it was a good question. Like I said, there's a lot of quality questions. Good questions lead to good answers. Okay, thanks for the answer. I got a lot of inside things. What advice do you have on how to start and continuously improve in it? What path is worth following? Oh, I don't remember what the original question was. Let me see if I can scroll up and find it. Start studying marketing. Oh yeah, studying marketing. So how to start, continuously improve. What path is worth following? Oh, good. Okay. I don't think I need to draw this out. I do need water though. My throat's just fried. Hang on. Also, I totally forgot. If you guys don't mind smashing, tapping, gently feathering the like button, we need to boost the algorithm. It's just one of those necessary evils to help make sure the content reaches the people it needs to. Especially because I'm pretty sure I didn't put a thumbnail for this video. So I think it's just like the weird YouTube header of it. So we'll hit the like button. Thank you in advance. we'll carry on. How do you learn marketing and continuously improve at it? Immersion, I found, is the best bet. That's how I learned. So I just went and got as many books and podcasts and audiobooks as I possibly could, and I put them on repeat. So I read all the books. If they're from the library, I didn't highlight them or mark them up. Let's not vandalize things. But I bought the books from Amazon when I could. Highlighted. I took a ton of notes. I created stuff. I just did everything that I could. I was always listening to marketing podcasts, listening to marketing videos. What ends up happening is when you immerse yourself in it, it's much like learning a language. So if you can imagine, like, I was trying to teach my kids Spanish. So no hablo español bueno, solo un poquito. But I was trying to teach them Spanish because we were heading over to Spain for a bit. And one option was to like go through the books and do the Rosetta Stone thing and listen to the tapes. The other thing was to like totally immerse them. It's like only Spanish words. We flew to Spain. If you've ever visited Spain, it's a beautiful country. Not everybody speaks English, especially if you get off the beaten path. And by not everybody, I mean like once you're out of the major cities, it's not a very common thing. So it's like you have to learn and start speaking Spanish. And sure enough, by the end of like a couple months, we knew enough to say some things. Now I was taking some lessons, and so it had a bit of an advantage there, but like full immersion, that's the secret. That's how you get it. So same with marketing. Surround yourself, watch the videos, join the community, have the conversations, just dive into it. What path is worth following? Whichever one interests you. That's the beauty of marketing. If you're into video, learn video marketing. Into social, which platform is the most interesting to you? Learn the algorithms, learn the posting frequencies, learn the kind of content that resonates best. There's a few things that are always worth learning, like copywriting. But once you've got, actually, I should write that down. We're going to just share the screen here for a second. I have to write this down. If I had to pick one thing, it would be this: copywriting. I've got some videos on it. Other people have videos on it. Actually, probably marketing strategy first. Oh, hang on. Contradicting myself. Marketing strategy. And by marketing strategy, I mean marketing master plan. I should have just written master plan. If you just Google this or look on YouTube, you'll find my marketing master plan. It's the 5 things of like model, market, message, media, machine. Learn that. Then you can decide what you need to learn and apply the copywriting to. But like, once you start learning that, I mean, it never ends. It just keeps going on. Inspiration to gain more. Yeah, right on. Okay, now I understand. Yeah, so the inspiration is really just inspiration. Pardon me, this is a silly thing. My inspiration is to inspire. It's to leave a good example for my kids, for my family, to inspire others. I mean, again, I've been really lucky. And marketing is just such a cool, powerful skill to have. And I think I was lucky because I learned about it early enough and then stuck with it when there were many times when I could have quit. And for some reason that's beyond me, I didn't. And it pays off. Like marketing is one of those things that you just want to sink your teeth into. Hey, Jasmine, good to see you. It's been a while. I don't want to service clients directly anymore. Fair. I'm over the meetings and constant contact. Very fair. It's draining. 100%. Do I dump agency and just switch to digital products? Nope. Don't do that yet. Why? Cash flow. Because money's good. We like money here. So don't switch yet, but you can start transitioning them. Also, digital products. So hang on, let's share a screen again here. So rule number 1 that I have, and I'm a big fan of, I need a cooler, catchier marketing saying for it, but it's like, don't kill the golden goose. And the golden goose is like the thing that's paying you all the money. So right now we're going to say clients. They're up here at the top. Now we don't want to do that anymore because it's draining and exhausting and et cetera, et cetera. So someone once told me, maybe you don't hate what you do. Maybe you just hate who you do it for. So maybe option 1 is, what if we upgraded our clients? What if we just found better clients? So you're doing the same thing, but you're doing it for better people with more money, and you're putting more boundaries and bumpers around what you work. So for example, when I was doing agency work with clients, I made it very clear that I was available from Monday to Thursday from 10 till 4. Like those were my hours. They could expect to be able to get a hold of me in that time frame. I was not available weekends. I was not available email evenings. I didn't check my email, or if I did, I made sure to like have a what do you call those things that block people from checking if you've actually opened it? Like I was very protective of it. No one cared, just because I let them know ahead of time. If I tried to take some of my existing clients and put those bumpers on, it might have been a bit of kickback, but they would have adapted or moved on. So upgrade is step one. The second thing is current clients raise prices. So what would you need to charge to make it not suck so bad? So if you've got clients that are paying $1,000 a month and you hate doing work for all of them, what if you charge them $2,000 a month or $1,500 or $1,200 or $1,400? The beauty of this is that some people are going to pay and stick with you and some people are not, and they're just going to leave. And you're like, look, based on everything, use ChatGPT for this as well. They can help write an amazing email. But you can have this conversation with them and then you'll enable them to just sort of move on and carry on and go somewhere else. Option 3 is automate service. So this is where I prefer, again, things like SaaS, software as a service, software. Again, we'll say like high level stuff for this. And then option 4 is like quote unquote digital products that I don't love as much because I'm assuming, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming these are things like PDFs, courses, templates, templates, etc., etc. And the reason that I don't love them as much is because you need a very large audience to sell enough of them to make any kind of money with them. So even if you're selling it for like $100 or even $1,000, like you got to sell a lot, and it's harder to sell these because most people want things done for them than the thought of going through and doing it all themselves. So hopefully that answered the question and saves you some headache. That link is in the description. Okay, magic. Hey, Thanos, good to see ya. Thank you for all the valued advice. Thank you for being here. Could we have your perspective on making a sale? Yeah, could you be more specific? I'm not sure I fully understand. I'm going to need more than that. My perspective on making a sale is that it's good, but I know that's not what you're looking for. All right, Hawken Hill's been using GHL for a couple months now. I want to offer chatbots reviews, but also some automated solutions later down the line once I have my footing. Yeah, right on. I think that's wicked. So if you're doing high level stuff right now, I would probably look at the reviews and double down on that. It depends if you're doing this for yourself in your own business or if you're doing this for clients. If you're doing this for your own business, then the reviews and the local SEO stuff are going to be your best bet. Okay. All right. Let me think. Oh, I got like 2 minutes left. Let me see if I can find one more to answer because my throat's fading too. Create an effective case study. That's a cool one. I might be able to answer 2 more. Brea, how do you create an effective case study for marketing work you've done with clients? What are some important factors your case study should highlight? The most important factor is that the case study is representative of the ideal clients that you want to work with. That's the biggest thing. So it's like if you do, I don't know, food marketing, make sure it's food people. And the second thing is ideally try to get some kind of testimonial from them as well. Video's best. Text will work just fine as long as you have an image. And then make sure that you're outlining where they were before, what you did, and the results. That's really it. Like I've seen case studies that are 30 pages long. That's ridiculous. I've also seen them that are like 1 sentence long. It's probably a bit short. I like them to be, again, depending on how many you're including, but like a paragraph is tons. Like 1 or 2 sentences being like, here's the business, here's the problems they faced, here's what they tried before, here's why it didn't work, here's why they were stuck. Probably 3 sentences. Next, here's what we did. You don't have to go into like the excruciating minutia and detail of it all, but like we implemented this, we reviewed this, basically whatever your process is, we did our process. Results. They experienced this, they experienced that, they experienced that. Now, with the results, final takeaway point, and then we'll cap it here. Final takeaway point is make sure that you're telling what happened and what that helped them with. So for example, we increased bookings by 43%. We're not done yet. This meant they could blah, blah, blah. So they could da, da, da. We helped do this. So they could. We helped. Essentially what we're doing is like, we're giving the stat, which is almost like the feature, and then we're presenting the benefit, which is the outcome of that. So again, we can't just say we did this thing. We need to show why that thing is important in language that is relevant to the market. Okay. That was good. All right, everyone. Thank you all. Amazing questions. Awesome feedback and support for each other through all of you in there. Esteban, good to see ya. Appreciate all of you being here. Appreciate all the great questions. We'll do this again sooner than later. I think it was a lot of fun. I'm going to try to give you maybe a little more warning than like 20 minutes, When I've got a window, we'll try to plan a little bit better. That's on me. But regardless, thank you all for being here, and I'll talk to you soon. See you in a bit.